All right. Just might. This is quite an impromptu, a little bit. Well, not impromptu, but I'm doing a late video this evening, so if anyone's watching out there on YouTube land, behind me is a horrible Demodex mite. So if you haven't seen my videos before, hi, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Hi. So I don't know who that lovely lady is there, but hi guys, my name's Emma. Thank you for tuning in. I'm doing a late video this evening in Australia to catch some of our European audiences. If you're up and about, it's probably early there. I know in the States it's probably, morning, afternoon. I can't gauge the time difference. It gets a bit crazy. So, but today I'm going to be speaking about Demodex, of course, if you haven't seen one of my videos before. I'm Emma. I'm a care consultant at Ungex. This is me. So this is my little flag I fly for all you people dealing with Demodex infestations. You know, if you've had ongoing skin problems, I'm so glad you're here watching. If you haven't watched my videos before, I tend to ramble on a bit once I go into the world of Demodex. It takes up my whole headspace, as I'm sure you guys who have been suffering out there, I'm sure that is essentially what Demodex does to you guys. So welcome. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment. I'll try as best as I can to answer. If I can't directly answer you, I'll get back to you in a private message as well. So again, welcome to the group. If guys on YouTube, please join our Facebook Demodex support group. It's getting bigger every day. I'm going to try and do at least 2 videos a week. I'll try and break them up a bit more and go more into specific symptoms as well. But this evening I thought I would just touch on what I have gone over in previous videos. I do tend to repeat myself just in case, you know, some people haven't seen my videos before. So I generally touch on Demodex, but today I thought I'd mix it up. I've got a very cool whiteboard here, which I've realized it's probably going to be, any words will be back the front. So I'm going to do it more pictorial based. I'll try and get that in focus. So today I just want to give a visual actually of the life cycles of Demodex. So if you haven't heard of us before or you're new to us, Demodex is, that's one of my friends saying hello there. Demodex is this horrible thing behind me. Guys on Facebook, I've just moved the camera a bit there for you. So as you can see, Demodex mites are this horrible microscopic parasites. They essentially live deep under the hair follicles, and they eat off our nutrients and oils in our hair follicle that essentially makes our skin grow, you know, and makes our skin healthy. So they actually love that. Hi, Alex! Awesome. I think the words are back the front, aren't they? I think they are. So I'm just going to do, I can see it in the screen. So I'm just going to do more pictures than wording. So hopefully you guys will bear with me. So yeah, so please feel free to ask any questions if you guys are on there. I know there's a couple of people on Facebook there. You can always watch it back. So I'm essentially going to go into Demodex. As I said, they're this horrible microscopic parasite. I've got a little pointer here. That's them behind me. And they can cause so many problems. And I'll just hold that up again. So that's what they look like under the microscope. They are absolutely hideous. They look like they're from another planet, that's for sure. They have 8 legs and this horrible tail. So essentially, with Demodex mites, before I started with the company, I was like, skin mites? What the hell? And every human on earth has Demodex. That's the reality of it. it's just they become a problem where they're in high population density areas. So when they're hanging out all together, and a lot of people do come to me asking, you're probably wondering yourself, why have I got these problems? Why have I got these skin issues? And essentially, at one point in time, you may have been exposed to some because they are contagious. They do transfer through human contact, through the skin-to-skin contact, through our oils in our skin. So that's how, and they are contagious, as I said. So they're absolutely horrible. And when they're in these high population density areas, then they can cause a lot of problems such as acne, rosacea, blepharitis, ongoing scalp problems, hair thinning, hair loss, what else, you name it, dermatitis, dandruff, flaking of the skin, redness, especially if you are feeling, how to know if you've got them is essentially that creepy crawly sensation, that real feeling of something living on your skin. So you're not going mad. That's number one that we like to stress. It is real, and you do have bugs on your skin, essentially. They're more than, the word bug is a lot easier to kill than Demodex. So they're absolutely horrible. So, and I think really the more and more I talk to people, as my job as a care consultant, is that real lack of awareness, how to effectively treat them. Like yourself, you've probably used topical ointments, creams. I know a lot of people use bleach on their skin, pesticides. I can understand why you would. But essentially what we find is a lot of these treatments really don't get to the root of the problem, and that's what I actually wanted to draw out for you visually. So essentially, I'll have to do it quite little. I'll just turn my camera here for you guys to watch. So this is the hair follicle. So say this is an enlarged microscopic image of your hair follicle, made it look a bit like a teardrop. And this is a cross-section of your skin. So there's all your hairs, rest of hairs, and this is a large, that's, I'll just, so it gives you a visual. So that's our hair follicle in our skin. So around the hair follicle is all this stuff called sebum and oil. This is going to come out back front, maybe. Yeah, it is. Wonder if I can. Oh, did that work? No, I'm being silly. Oh dear. It's a bit late in Australia, so I'm losing my mind. So this is oil and sebum in our hair follicle, which helps to grow our hairs and help our skin. Keep it nice and healthy, looking nice and clear skin. So all this oil in our hair follicle here, that is, can I do it backwards? I probably can't. This is mite food. That's going to go back to front, isn't it? Yep. But you get my drift there. So this is what they feed off. They feed off all this oil, guys. And what happens is Demodex, their lives, a big thing I like expressing and educating, a big part of our job is educating about these Demodex. So essentially what happens is, I need Alex's, this is the Demodex. Yep, I've made him look like a cricket bat that we have in Australia. That's their horrible. So that's the Demodex. And what happens is they come out to the surface at nighttime. So this is when they're the most active. And what they do, they come out and do all their nasty business. They lay, breed eggs, have a party. And then they actually lay eggs back into these. That'll come up back the front too, so I'll do back into these hair follicles. So the eggs are really deep down in these hair follicles, and that's where they live. They live and hang out under these hair follicles. So Picasso here. So really, it's really hard to, a lot of creams and a lot of ointments, while there's like 1,000, because they're microscopic, 10,000 maybe. If you've got severe infestations, your numbers are pretty high, probably up around this amount. When they're in these large populations, of course, any, topical ointments or stuff that you've used can kill, if you're doing, so say if you're using a cream, if you haven't seen this before, cream or pesticides, sprays, on the surface ones, which is great. I'm just putting a spray there. Pesticides, as I said, that's a very common one. On these guys, which is great. So any creams, topical ointments, I know a lot of people, very popular horse paste. So that can actually kill out some for an interim amount, maybe around a month, which is great. But what we generally find is it's not getting to the root of the problem, which is these eggs. So it'll kill out some of the surface ones, but at the same time, these eggs haven't even hatched. So, that's what happens. That's essentially what happens, and why your problems do become ongoing. It's because of these life cycles. So, a lot of people I know, you probably tried a heap of stuff, a mixture of things as well. I know a lot of people like to use tea tree oil. We do have a small percentage of that in our products. Tea tree oil is excellent. That's back the front. I'll have to learn for this for next time, but if you can read upside down and back the front, awesome. So tea tree oil undiluted on the skin, it's just really harsh. Our skin can't tolerate that. So if you're continuously using it, the skin becomes really, really damaged, and this hair follicle here as well really dries out. Therefore, it leads you to more populations. You become more of a magnet for essentially more demotics, laying waste to your skin, So it's a fine balancing up act when it comes to treating demotics. As I said, any medications, they do have, this is all back the front, oil-based ingredients. So, for example, we ask this, if you'd like to please, if you haven't already, another good way to find out if you do have these high numbers is jump online on ungexau.com and you can do our quiz, which only goes for, 10 minutes. Just a questionnaire. We just really gauge what you're doing to what you're putting on your skin, how your skin is. If you're more on the oilier side, you may be more susceptible because, if you've got oily skin, that's their number one mite food. So you may be more susceptible, more of a feast for them. We also ask about your lifestyle, your general health, your immune system plays a really big role as well. So if you do have a compromised immune system, you may be more vulnerable to these larger populations too. So, if you're using any of this stuff, I've just pulled what I've got, products, moisturizers, lotions, shampoos, conditioners, all this sort of stuff. It just has oil-based properties. So you might actually be feeding them without even realizing. That happens to a lot of people. You're inadvertently feeding them. which look, it's not not by your own fault. It's just, not knowing that, once you find out, oh, shivers, I think I have skin mites, and then realizing, a big part of our job is educating. So, it's being aware of what you're putting on your skin may actually is causing more of these problems. So that's a really big thing I'd just like to point out, just really about this life cycle, because, while you may, as I said, kill off some on the surface with a bit of this, any topical ointments, what happens is what we find is these treatments don't work, because tea tree oil, any pesticides on your skin can really beep the skin, and just you're in this cycle of just breaking down your skin's natural barriers, and therefore, more demotics are laying those eggs, So while you kill out some, those eggs in another 2 weeks have gone from their life cycles, baby to teenagers to adults. So we really have to, once you understand this life cycle, it makes sense why a lot of these what you've used before essentially doesn't give you any long-term result. So it's because they eat everything. They're absolutely hideous, and a lot of harsh stuff that people use on your skin. I know it does work for a lot of people, but, realistically, how's your skin? Good on you for tolerating all these harsh chemicals. The creams, again, anything like that is just potentially feeding them. So that's where we come in, Ungex. So we've been running for a long time now, over 10 years. So what we do, I think that's a big thing. I like to make people really aware of these life cycles, just to know that it's pretty scary, that's for sure. You've essentially got a bit of a horror movie happening on your skin. And demotics themselves, sometimes it's not just, it is, it's these horrible demotics, but they eat and eat and eat and literally poop themselves to death. And it's that bacteria that can also really cause rosacea, acne. It's that buildup of bacteria causing that inflammation of the skin cells. So, not only are they eating away at all these good oils and sebum and, damaging those hair follicles, especially on the scalp. You think of your scalp like a garden. I know a lot of people are suffering hair loss. It is, hair loss is a bit, not to say easier to treat, but essentially your head holds more heat. You have more hair on your head, so that, they tend to gravitate more towards the scalp. Again, some things we can't answer. Unfortunately, I wish it was an overnight thing, but it's not. That's just being realistic. It's probably been happening for years, this build-up of ongoing skin problems. So some people start out, oh, look, I've done the test, the little quiz on Ungex. I've got some little populations, maybe ranging in like 100, which says to us, look, there's potentially some numbers there which may be causing these problems. And it's a good thing to get on top of the numbers before it gets out of control, because we've treated so many people from severe infestations, and I know a lot are on the group. Reality, severe infestations take longer to treat. That's, it's not rocket science, guys. We are here to give you the tools. So essentially our tools are 4 products. Cleanser. So if you can see that. So I'm just going to break it down. There's 4 products in our treatment system. It's a skincare regime, really easy to use. You use it every single night. That is the number one key point of our skin treatment system. If you want to have a look at our products, there's so much content content across our website, ungexau.com. All the ingredients in our products as well, it's all natural ingredients. There's no yucky nasties, anything like that. It's all it's really late for me. There's no side effects. I've used the products myself. I certainly do take my skin for granted now after hearing so many stories of all you people out there that have been suffering with skin problems for so long. So it's a lot of our customers are in our group as well. A big part essentially of what you purchase is our care consultancy, because we know that you've probably tried everything on earth. To be honest, you've probably tried so many treatments, and no two people are the same. No two people's skin is the same. So I know a lot of people, you become the researcher just because you read something that says, oh, Johnny is experiencing lesions or track marks in the face, but you're not experiencing that. Doesn't mean you don't have them. It's just your skin is different. So Demodex, they behave differently in people's skin. The one common factor is that creepy crawly feeling. If you really feel like there's potentially Demodex there, what we do find is that if you've got Demodex, you're probably most likely other nasties are attracted to your skin. So like bird mites, dust mites, scabies, the whole 9 yards. So we can cover you for all of this. So the cleanser, that's back to front. The cleanser, so there's 4 on the protocol system. It's a cleanser, a hair tonic, and 2 sprays. That's pretty much it. You use it every single night. And essentially how our products work is that we kill, so as I said, they come to the surface at nighttime. Oh, I draw my little funny Demodex again. I shouldn't have rubbed him out. What's his angry? I'm trying to make him angry eyebrows. Actually, he should look happy because he's feeding. A lot of people ask me, what color can they be? They are essentially translucent, as you can see, because they're microscopic. So any visual stuff, I know a lot of people, you're probably pulling weird stuff out of your scalp, on your skin, debris. A lot of people say they get little black specks. That's a very common one. I know some people feel it in their feet, which is quite bizarre because we don't have, those follicles in our feet. Oh, sorry, I got stuck on my chair. So any of those, the colors, anything visual that you see is potentially bacteria that is left over by the mites in their bodies. Could be dead bodies as well. Dead skin, that's a lot of debris and bacteria as well. So it can then, that bacteria, as I said, can build up in that inflammation of the skin. So the first one in our protocol regime is a cleanser. And how our products work, sorry, I'm going on 5 different tangents, is that we use them every night when they're active, because this is how we can get to these generational cycles. So work towards killing them off in these thousands. So these are the eggs. So I think that's a big one I like to make people aware of, is that there's literally, at the moment, if you've got a high infestation, there would be like over 1,000 plus. It's quite scary. And at that same time, you've got these eggs that haven't even hatched yet. So how our products work is that we kill them off when they're active and when they come to the surface. That is the only way to attack them, target them effectively, and then work in these cycles. So it will take time. As I said, it's not an overnight success. It's a bit like going to the gym and getting healthy. You've got to do it every single day to get the best results. So the first one, as I said, going back, is a cleanser. So cleanser plays the role of getting rid of bacteria in the skin. So if you've got quite a build-up of acne or rosacea, especially rosacea, anything on the skin there. We want to get rid of that bacteria. Cleansing only really needs to be done every 2 to 3 days. This is our products. If you haven't seen them already, this is us. This is the cleanser. So it's got a nice little pump there. I definitely use the cleanser myself. I've used it. It's so nice on the skin. It doesn't feel medicinal, that's for sure. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'm gonna freak out. You know, my skin's quite sensitive. I don't know if I want to use anything on it. But that's a big part of what you purchase. You know, you purchase us because we know how the products work. We have to gauge your skin sensitivity. So that's all part of the process, because we need to make your skin, our products are designed to make your skin a hostile environment for them, but at the same time being really gentle to your skin. And I think that's what, just from hearing people, what they really miss out on is that, you know, you're just so focused in getting these horrible things off your skin that you forget about your actual skin. Like, I know it's causing trauma, but that's really important. We've got to, you know, it's that real fine balance we have to work towards. So that's what Ungex is. We work towards getting your skin back to its vitality and health because it's already in that traumatic state. So essentially, cleanser, you really only need to do it every 2 to 3 days. For people that, if you're suffering with rosacea, blepharitis, especially, if you've got really sensitive skin, I would highly recommend, if you just wanted to start, at least a month will give you a good indication of how your skin is reacting to product. So the basic kit has our spray. So our SDT spray, I would recommend, if you just wanted to start on a spray to just see how your skin goes, if you are more sensitive, I would recommend either both of our sprays, but SDT is the more milder one. So a basic kit is a good starting block. That'll get you started with a cleanser. Sorry, I'm holding my little whiteboard up. Oops. Does anyone have any questions? I'll just natter away here. Hi, Magda. I've got some lovely customers watching. Magda's a fair way into treatment. Our treatment does take around 3 to 4 months. That is the recommended treatment time. One of my lovely customers is just over, she's nearly getting towards the end of her recommended treatment time. And a big part of treatment is called die-off. That's the biggest part of treatment because essentially they start to die. So die-off means that the product's working. So die-off is essentially when the mites start to die, they start to panic and struggle and fight for their life. So that means they might start burrowing, your symptoms might get enhanced, your rosacea might flare up, more redness, more itching, but this is all part of the process. That is the biggest part of the process. I just lost my texter. Oh, man. Oh, well, that's part of the live video. I don't know where it went. Anyway, I think that was it. Just leave that there. Aha! Excellent. One moment, please. Aha! I found it. So, as I said, good one to start with, guys. If you want to get a basic kit, a cleanser and a spray will definitely get you started on your way. I always give new customers 10% off. More than happy to. We'll pop in a freebie for you as well. So how our products work, the cleanser plays the role of getting rid of any of this bacteria left over by the mites. So, you know, especially if it's in and around those hair follicles, the cleanser will actually, the cleanser's role is to strip the skin, to cleanse the skin, to clean it. That's why it's called cleanse. Oh my God. So with cleansing, We only really need to do it, I'm going to leave those eggs there and that Demodex there, 1 to 2 days. And that's probably back the front. Yep. But you'll figure it out. Cleansing. Oh, I'm gonna do this properly next time. Or is it? So cleansing, you only really need to do 1 to 2 days. Some people, you might actually be over cleansing at the moment without realizing. Again, just what you're putting, how you're treating your skin may have really caused these infestations to occur. So if you're cleansing too much, and same applies for the scalp, if you're shampooing too much, we ask you all this in the quiz. Too much cleaning can actually have the opposite effect. So you actually start to strip your skin's natural oils, which we don't want. So that can really dry out your skin, which dry skin, as I said, can really lead to more infestations, having a field day. Then the next one we have is the hair tonic, which is lovely. This is the Demodex hair tonic. So especially for people suffering hair loss, I know I've got some lovely customers from extreme hair loss. They just horrible what they do. You know, as I said, your scalp is like a garden. We can't, you know, if you're trying Rogaine or any hair treatment systems, you're essentially just giving these pests an expensive meal, and the products don't work because these guys are going in and eating, you know, munching away at all these oils. So, you know, that's what I like to stress to people, is that we've got to get rid of the pests in the garden so your hair can grow. So the hair tonic plays an excellent role of actually controlling the populations, as well as really nourishing those hair follicles again. While after we apply the hair tonic, we can then go in with either of our sprays, the SDT, as I mentioned before, or there is the PDT. Now, this is the strong stuff. It's the big daddy of the sprays. It has the strongest mite-killing properties. If you wanted to start off with anything, as I said, either 1 or 2 of these sprays, either SDT or PDT, because they're the ones that are going to kill. It's fine if you want to get a cleanser, but that's actually not going to be killing them. That's going to be introducing your skin to the products, but it's really these 2 sprays, PDT or SDT. We also have Superior Kit, which has both of those sprays. And if you want to jump on, my discount code is EJ247. So please jump on and use that. But these sprays, what they do is they start to kill these Demodex. That's essentially what they do. So after you apply your hair tonic, that acts as to kind of lasso them into targeted areas, and then you spray either the SDT or PDT directly anywhere you feel them. For people with full body Demodex infestations, you know, just feel it. It's pretty much as you need. You know, we do say to use the products on damp skin. You get a user guide with the products, and we go over it all as well. You know, that's part of our job to make sure you're applying it correctly. But most importantly, our products are to be used on damp skin, and essentially on damp skin, especially after you come out of the shower. So when you've done your cleansing in the shower, your pores are really nice and open. So I should have left those. Someone's buzzing me on my phone. So when you come out of the shower, these pores are like super nice and open, like that. So you've got those eggs still there that haven't hatched, you know, and these guys hanging out here. That's my Demodex. Thousands. So they hide away during the day because they don't like UV exposure. So sunlight, they hate, kills them. So, please, if you're not doing already, I would highly recommend, because they do live off the skin for 52 hours. Live off skin. So they are most likely in your bedding, your pillows, your fabrics, anywhere where you're in immediate contact with. They will be living on those surfaces for 52 hours and then they die. So our PDT is actually designed to be used on those surfaces because we need to target them in your immediate environment as well as your skin. Your skin is more important than the environment because they are easier to kill in the environment than your skin. I just repeated myself and went around and around and around. So I do that a bit. So I would highly recommend, if you aren't already, please get them in and your bedding, your sheets, your pillows. After you do your washing, you know, a lot of people excessively wash every day. We say not to repeat use of these items after those 52 hours. Potentially you may be reinfesting yourself without even knowing. So please get this sun exposure because they don't like the UV. I know people with rosacea, UV exposure because you're more sensitive to that. You know, of course, be very careful. You know, I don't advise people to go like sunburn themselves, but I do know people that go holidaying. They come back and their skin's great, and they've had some die off because of that heat and sun exposure. So, you know, if we could also bottle the sun, that would be great, but unfortunately we can't. So we use PDT instead. So as I said, PDT, it's the gold, it's the good stuff, it's the strongest, especially for people with scalp infestations overall, essentially. But with sensitive skin, we'll just have to go in a bit gradually with it because we don't want to go too hot too soon because those die-off symptoms might be a bit too severe to tolerate. But that's all part of, you know, what you purchase, our care consultancy. So as I said, large infestation, baseline, it takes 3 to 4 months. Now, you got to be realistic, guys. I do say that to a lot of my customers, is that we need to get these populations from, you know, up in the thousands to the end goal being 0. You know, I think that's what we all want. But realistically, you know, this isn't going to happen. This is 0 Demodex. Unrealistic. Five to 10 coming to the surface of your skin. Realistic. So, you know, it probably did not take a month or 3 months for these populations to get out of control. So it's not going to take, you know, this 3 to 4 months that we say is a baseline. If you got severe infestations, it will take longer. But as long as you are, that's my little, doing the application every night, using the sprays every night, following our protocol, keeping your immune system boosted. If you're on any medications or anything like that, that's all back to front, but you can hear me talking. That may impact your treatment time as well, because if you do have that compromised immune, that can really, you know, make your treatment longer. We do highly recommend, you know, try to avoid anything else on your skin during treatment because this stuff, as I said, if you're putting any moisturizers on, I know a lot of people like to use natural stuff like tea tree shampoos and stuff like that, which is great, but it just might have those small oil percentage based properties in them. So, you know, we don't want to feed them. We want to get rid of them and really, you know, make them die. Because I think, you know, a lot of people, you know, do more damage to the skin with a lot of other treatments than they realize. So you're sort of stuck on this loop. So we're here to break this cycle. We're really here to break the cycle, these generational cycles, and eventually it will get to a point, and I know my lovely customer Magda, she's been working at it every single night. She's at a point now where there simply isn't enough coming to the surface. So we're killing all these generational cycles. So at the moment, they've actually migrated to a head. She's actually up the PDT, which is the stronger stuff, which is great. So it's a gradual, I do suggest, you know, if your skin is more sensitive, starting gradually with the SDT. So your skin gets used to it and gets used to products. But as I said, guys, you know, the biggest thing, please jump on and do our quiz. You can always chat to us on the live chat, ungexau.com. We're always available there. You know, I think there's more and more people suffering with Demodex every day. So we really help people. We've helped so many people. Please check out our testimonials. You know, we know the products aren't cheap because that research and development has gone into creating the products. So there has been that, you know, the research and development into creating this product that, you know, with application over time and using it every night is when we can get to the root of the problem. It's the only way to treat them effectively. As I said, you know, if you're using other solutions or treatments, may just help for that short period of time. And unfortunately, you know, a lot of people come to us as a last stop, and I like to think we are. You know, we've got to work towards getting these numbers, as I said, to realistically 10, 15 will be the goal. You know, everyone's skin is different, so we're here to take care of your skin. We can control Demodex populations. Anything else related to that, some symptoms, you know, if you've got, especially, you know, mental health is a big one. You know, the more that you obsess about things, the worse it becomes. And I don't say that lightheartedly because I know what dealing with Demodex is like. That's my job. And I know it's not an easy road, that's for sure. It can be very emotionally draining as well as physically. So try and keep those happiness levels, that positive mental attitude as well, because these can be controlled. They can be killed. And, you know, we're here to help you with that. So we've got the tools. We're definitely, you know, not an overnight success. I think anyone that promises you that is telling you big lies. But realistically, you've got to use it every single night to get the best results. You can't expect miracles in 2 weeks' time, guys, because that's just not realistic. Believe me, I have had people do that, and it's just a waste of money for you. You know, it's so disheartening for us. But, like, especially, like, if you're going to invest in a 3-month treatment plan and just at the end of 3 months go, oh, yeah, I've done that. So, you know, realizing you're probably better off than when you started, those numbers are decreased, and just throwing it all down the drain, and then the Demodex will repopulate. So it does become skin management. A lot of our customers after treatment, I've had people that are also Demodex-free, but they've been on very low ends of the infestation level. So, you know, as I said, it's all there's a lot to take into consideration when treating Demodex. So, but we can guarantee you a long-term solution. You're the one that's got to keep putting in that hard work to keep them under control. So they're not causing you problems. You know, that's what we want for you, to live comfortably in your skin again and have your skin working for you, not against you. But they can be controlled. And please get in touch with me, care dot. I've just forgot my bloody care.ungex@gmail.com is me. Sorry, a bit late. Or you can, you can email me there, talk to me on the chat. I know you guys there on YouTube. Please message us. We'll get back to you. The live chat feature on ungexau.com. Peter, hello. It's Peter. Do you guys have any questions? I just talk and talk and talk and talk and yak. And so good to see you, Peter. I don't know when you jumped on, but so good. I've been talking about rosacea, demodex, the whole thing, life cycles. You can watch it back. So this was sort of for my Europe audience. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Like, any questions, we're always here to answer them the best as we can. Demodex are global asset headquarters in Ungex. We're all working from home still. So crazy, still busy for us. We're still in lockdown here in Melbourne, where our restrictions have eased a little bit, but not a great deal. So it's coming into summer. So they do like the heat more. So, but you guys over there are going into winter. So it's not to say you might be home more. They might be hanging out more in your, everyone has to be home at the moment anyway. So, I think it's a good time to really get on top of our skin, really take, we've got that extra time to really research and look, take care of ourselves and our body, our mental health. But as I said, they can be controlled, and we're here to help. So have a look on our YouTube channel. There's heaps of great content on there. You can have a look at some microscopic tests. But a big one to find out is really if you have demodex, it may, that creepy crawling sensation is definitely a telltale sign. And you may have other things going on as well. I know a lot of people, unfortunately. Oh, it's so good. Good to hear, Peter. Peter is another lovely customer who's been through and is probably still going through a roller coaster of die-off. As I said, that's a big part of the process. You've really got to, persevere with it, because we've seen the results when people really stick with it. And it just unfortunately takes time, and time is literally a healer. So, but anyway, I'm going to sign off now, guys. I talk my head off. Lots of love to my lovely customers there. You guys are awesome, and everyone's awesome that's dealing with these horrible parasites. So, as I said, I'd love to help you. We'd love to help you guys. So, Demodex is global, but our products can definitely alleviate demodex and get rid of demodex. That's what we want, a demodex-free world. And simply, if they were easy to kill, we wouldn't exist. So, all right. Bye, guys. Have a good night. I'm sorry this is back to front. Bye. Bye, Peter.